What's going on, guys? Tonight, that makes it 40. Bluetooth isn't on. We good. All right. Sometimes I leave my headphones on and then you guys can't hear me. So, all right. Difficult subject today. But I think that we try to talk about difficult subjects every day. Here's what I want to really get through and talk about, and that's how to be selfless when it's difficult to be selfless. I think it's kind of easy to be giving, to try to be a person who's not filled with ego and rage and anger and frustration, all that stuff. I think it's easy to do that when we're on top. I think it's very, very fucking difficult to do that when we're struggling. I think it's difficult to do that when people test our patience. I think that the hardest time for me to really truly learn how to be selfless is when I'm irritated, when I'm frustrated, when I'm having difficulty with things, when I am just at my wit's end to dig deep and find a little bit more of me that I can give to the situation. And this ties into so many things. Like, think about how many people out there that you feel like are personally testing your patience or personally attacking you, or sometime when something happened to you in traffic or something or another happened that really frustrated you and fucked with your forward momentum. And now imagine if instead of looking at it like, how dare you fuck with me and my program, you looked at it from the perspective of, man, how must it be for somebody to be so fucked up that they would want to fuck with somebody else? How can you give to that person then? I'm in the middle of some hard situations right now. I'm in the middle of some things with some situations with people that I just can't get away from just because it is what it is. It's, like family. And since I can't, I have to learn how to be patient with them. I have to learn how to give what needs to be given and to be the person I need to be, even when I'm fucking struggling so bad that I can't see the end of the tunnel. And it's fucking hard sometimes. It's so hard not to get so wrapped up in our own ego that we're like, I can't believe they're doing that to me. I can't believe they said that to me. I can't believe. Well, let me tell you something really quickly. Nobody that's working it or vibrating at a higher level than you is ever going to come out of that level to come fuck with you personally. The only people that are fucking with you are people that are vibrating at a lower level than you. The only people that are going to sit and fuck with your program purposefully are people that are not at the position you're in. Nobody that's vibing high, crushing it, and doing big stuff has the time to go fuck with littler fish than what they're fucking with. They just don't have the time. Like, let me see if I can put it into perspective a little bit here in a major way. Like, look, I have currently a situation where I'm just struggling through some things, guys. I'm struggling with the way a particular person keeps wasting my time. I'm struggling with the way they keep fucking with my program. I'm struggling with the way they disrespect the situation that I am in and the amount of work I put into that. But really, what it comes down to is I'm not struggling with that. I'm a little bit frustrated and I'm getting inside my own feelings and looking at it like, how dare they? But if I take a second, man, why the fuck would I let that bother me? When somebody else is struggling, that's when I need to dig deep. When somebody else is attacking me and my shit, that's when I need to dig deep and love them. That doesn't mean that I need to give them everything they're asking me for or cave to every little thing they demand of me. But what it does mean is I need to dig deep and be the type of person that can handle this situation with love and with the best of intentions for everybody. Now, here's the thing, though, guys. I tell everybody lots of different stuff. I try to share lots of different types of wisdom that I've picked up and people have shared with me. However, let me get this as straight as possible to y'all. It's not easy. The shit that's fucking worth it is not easy. The things in life that matter more than anything else are the hardest things there are out there. It's to be firm when you need to be firm and to be soft when you need to be soft. If it wasn't hard to do the right thing at the right time, there wouldn't be a million different little phrases and a million different books and a million different types of ways that we're trying to consistently make sure that we're attacking things at the direction and angle and intensity that they need to be attacked at. If it was easy, I wouldn't be doing this right now. I wouldn't have needed somebody else to do this for me. If it was easy, people wouldn't ask me questions on what they might need to do in a situation or not. But the reality is that every time that you're getting frustrated with somebody else's shit, the likelihood is you've been just as bad as them or worse. And if not in that way, in a different way. And when we remember that we are as human as the people that are frustrating us, that's, in my opinion, when it gets a little bit easier to continue to be selfless in those times. Because, again, it's easy to think of selflessness when we're riding on top. It's easy to think of being selfless when we don't have a bunch of struggles on our plate. When we start getting struggles on our plate, we want, no, nobody touch my shit. This is all mine. Don't touch it. But that's when you need to learn how to do it the most. How are you going to not share things on your plate, metaphorically speaking, when you're struggling and then expect somebody else who is probably struggling in ways that you could never know because they're not sharing it with you to share off of their plate? It's hard to be selfless when we're in the fucking middle of it. It's hard to be selfless when we're feeling knocked down and like the world is literally stepping on our throat, right? It's hard to be selfless when you're a tattoo artist that doesn't feel like they're getting paid as much as they should. I'm not talking about myself now, but the old me. It's hard to be selfless when you feel like maybe, like an ex or like an old friend or somebody else like that is like attacking and assassinating your character. It's hard to be selfless when you are struggling as hard as you can to make ends meet and you feel like somebody else just pulled out of that and fucked you over a little bit. But the issue is that when we start to struggle, we withdraw into ourselves and we start to look at the world as if it's against us. What's up, Mike? Instead of the reality that the world is as abundant as it ever has been and is probably more so now than it used to be. The abundance that I'm talking about is the idea that there is no resource that is non-renewable. I mean, yeah, sure, oil is a non-renewable resource, but energy is not a non-renewable resource. All right? Emotions are a non-renewable resource. They are absolutely renewable. Love is a non-renewable resource. I mean, is it not a non-renewable resource? Everything we could ever bring to bear on any situation is renewable and as abundant as could possibly be. But because we struggle, because we're afraid, because we live in a world that does work transactionally most of the time, we forget that when we work transactionally, we only get as much as we give. And you can't outgive God. All right? You want blessings to come into your life, start giving yourself. Start giving of things. Start putting the best type of energy you can out into the universe at the best of times, in the most difficult of times, in all the times there are. Because like I keep saying, you are who you are at the worst of times. You are who you are when you're at your lowest. That's who you really act like. I'm not saying you can't change that, but if you're riding high, if you're doing well, it's hard for me to say that that's who you are as a person. I want to see how you act when shit hits the fan. I want to see how you act when somebody that you love more than anything takes everything from you, leaves you with nothing but maybe a few of the things that you came into that situation with, and then proceeds to attempt to destroy your reputation in life. I've been through it, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't turn around and try to fuck their life over. I'm not saying that I didn't take a stand and I didn't fucking put boundaries up and block the situation from continuing. I'm not saying that if somebody was put in danger or something like that, that I wouldn't have stopped it. But I am saying that I didn't participate in the attempted destruction of the person who was trying to destroy me. Oh man, I know, Mike. I know it's weird, man. It's hard. It's super hard, bro. But the thing is that I think the hardest part about it is that we need to learn to love. When I say love, I'm not meaning like a romantic type of love. Just love the fact that everybody is a person and they're all going through their own unique set of struggles and circumstances. And that doesn't mean that we have to accept their actions, but it does mean that I think that the most important part is to not judge them, but to understand that they're just struggling like everybody else is. And when I do that, because I think we both understand what you're talking about, when I do that, it makes it a lot easier to cope with the difficulties that are put in front of me as a result of it. because I don't think of it as a personal attack against me. I look at it as somebody who doesn't really know what the hell's going on and is just kind of freaking out and damaging things that are nearby as a result. And it turns out sometimes people are nearby. But again, just to tie it all up, let's take an offering. Let's do an offer, a different type of suggestion like I always do, and let's look at something that maybe we even already handled, that we're holding some anger and heart, like hatred or frustration in our heart for. And I've been struggling with this a lot lately with a bunch of different circumstances. And I'm going to invite myself along with you guys to let go of it and put some love on a situation and be selfless by stopping to take it personally. Because nothing in life that anybody else ever does, no matter how personal it feels, is actually personal. It's them struggling with something and hurting people nearby them. It's not personal. They don't hate you. If somebody doesn't love themselves, they're incapable of hating you because they're incapable of comprehending the vast, complicated type of situation they find themselves in. They're incapable of understanding that you are just another human being that's not worthy of any more of their negative emotions than anybody is of theirs. It fucking sucks. It's hard, guys. But that's why I do this. This is why I talk. Sometimes it's me getting through my own problems and you guys just witnessing me doing it. And today, I'm going to not take anything personally. Today, I'm going to have a smile on my face no matter what. And I'm going to have peace of mind through the ups and the downs. And I'm going to go make some dope art with my kid. And then I'm going to do the right thing tonight. And I'm going to continue doing the right thing. Because I know in my heart of hearts that when it comes down to it, doing the right thing is more important than feeling like I got over or like I beat or won a situation. There's no really winners. They're not there. There's just people that are pushing forward and growing and people that are not. At any rate, I love all of you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a good night.